Right, hello YouTube, welcome back to Small Kerbal Space Program. Now, slightly scuffed as they may have been, in our previous episodes we have been building up towards the finale of this series. We have been trying to build a colony ship to go to Eeloo. That's been the goal of the whole series, and we're getting to the point where we're almost at our reality. We've had to do some things to get around some of Kerbal's jank and some unfortunate mistakes, but we're at the point where we just need to design the last three of the modules that the colony will be using as our sort of surface bases. We have our crew module. This is going to act as our sort of template, but there are two more we need. We need the three more we need. We need the science module. We need the command module, which is going to be a mobile version of one of these. It'll have wheels rather than legs. And we need the mining module, which is the idea being it can refuel and resupply the other vehicles if it needs to, and that kind of idea. So we've got the crew module. It is done. In theory, it should work. We're now going to go for the science module. This should be reasonably simple. It should be a case of pretty much take a few bits off. Take off that part, take off the legs. Attach that, and then we just pull off that. And we replace it with not a hydroponics module, a lab. Okay, a lab. And I tell you what, since we've got space, we'll include a hydroponics and an aquaculture module as well. This will be able to run some extra science, because we haven't really done much with... Oh, we haven't really looked into the science we can do on this planet, but we might as well. We're going to be there anyway. Get rid of that. We will also want, as I said, some science experiments. So what we could do here is the... Oh, universal storage. Do we have a 3-meter core at all? No. No, it doesn't even go up to that size by the look of it. Okay. Perhaps not then. Yeah, we'll attach the experiments ourselves then. This is going to be longer, and we will check its thruster weight and everything. We'll temporarily attach the bottom section. 50 tons, it's heavier. It is heavier than the other one. Additionally, I apparently can't see the nodes. I can't set this one so easily. We're going to assume that's centered enough. Legs. Alright. And let's check the TWR on Eeloo. What? Oh. We have somehow... What the heck? How have we even done that? I'm meant to be controlling from there. How have we... What? Never seen that happen before. Okay. What's our... Oh, yeah, we need to flip it. Yeah, that's still fine. I want to put that RTG back, though. How do we... Oh, they've got, like, removed from symmetry, I guess, at some point. That's weird. Okay. Reroute from there. And you, symmetry off. Attach to that. Gone. Okay, good. Alright, and we will need to redesign the fairing because it's a little bit taller. It does, however, still have enough fuel to launch. And we can use a little bit of landing fuel to fine-tune the maneuver for takeoff if it needs to. Okay, I think that's the science... No, we need to actually test experiments. I was about to say the science module's done. No, it isn't. We're not quite there yet. So, yeah, we will put the largest of the experiments. We'll put a science junior. We'll have a... Yeah, why not? We'll have a gamma ray scanner. Actually, no, that's not going to do as much good on the ground. I don't think we'll have a telescope. Put in a little mini observatory. We've already got hydroponics, so we don't need the... What's for that? Magnetometer! Something that we forgot on our previous trip. Mystery goo. Of course. The thermometer. Oh, the standard thermometer, barometer, gravioli? Gravioli, yes. Surface data scanner and atmospheric scanner, but I don't believe there's an atmosphere, but we'll bring one with us because you never know. Maybe there is one. Okay, that should be good. I believe it was still under the 75-ton limit. Yep, I think we're going to be under it in general with the size of these modules and how much they are sort of not really weighing. Right, extensions on, I forgot. Right, that should be the science module done. I'm going to reopen the colony module because it's smaller, and we'll move on to the next of the list. Eeloo colony science module, crew module. This will be the command module. The difference to this one is this might be quite similar in some ways, but it needs a couple of extra little. That's what we did. It's because we clicked on that and it picked up the whole thing. So we'll keep it as nearly the same, but act as a separate hab module, but we'll also add, so not keep doing that. We shall add a, we need the longest range antenna we can get, which is that large dish reflector that we've been using on so many of our flights. Put it there for now, and then that should. Okay, no, it was the right way around the first time. We'll add a. Yep, that'll do it. That will provide our signal. We'll also add a long-range Omni so that we can talk to the other parts of the ship. And, again, one of the other parts, and we will test this one on the launch pad in a minute, is it will need wheels. This one needs to be able to move. As I said, the idea is if this one will go down first, and it will basically test the scout ahead with the landing site. They're like, hey, is this actually a good place to land, or is this terrible, like we want to be somewhere else? What's the best way to make our wheel chassis? What wheels do we have? Is it just the Rovemax Model 1s? Okay, definitely needs to be wider than that then. Tell you what we can do. We can go for... one of those half-size ones there, or 1/3 size, or whatever they are. Oh wait, hang on. I'm doing that wrong. I can go like that. And then if we have... We'll strut some of this together in a minute, but if we then go... Yeah, those... What are they? What is that on double symmetry? Okay, no, that's not right. Oh, we need a longer one of those anyway. Let's see, an I-beam so much that I can't afford to do that weight-wise? No, that's fine. Do that, and then we go... Wheel. We put one of these pretty much manually in each corner. Really the ideal way to do symmetry, but hey-ho. I don't know how to get this to be symmetrical, so... Okay, 4 wheels, not much, but that should be okay. Then we go, you probably want increased power generation on this one, so we'll have some larger solar panels. Add some to the roof, I should say. Yeah, they look quite good actually. Let's just have that one there because that looks nice, and then maybe put a curved one over here, or I definitely want another one on. Just that one. So we could have a negligible. No, we won't do that one. Can't be retracted, but we could have two of those. Perhaps on the sides. Hmm. Yeah, well, we'll just also have another RTG. Actually, no, they've got loads of RTGs. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be okay. Yeah, that looks quite good for a little command vehicle. And we will quickly test this one. Hopefully we don't lose this part of the ship, but... Right. Yeah, let's give it a quick go. Check it doesn't immediately shatter under its own weight or something. Oh, I never actually auto-strat anything, so yes, I'll definitely want to do that. Yeah, I also need to definitely need to auto-strat the chassis. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. This looks like a texture off of a part. I'm not sure why this has popped up in the loading screen. Something like an ant engine zoomed in really closely, maybe. Oh, the loading icon isn't even showing up. We had a crash. If we have, you'll hear from me in a moment when I reload. I'll just pause recording and we'll be back either if it crashes or if it loads in. Recording doesn't even want to stop. Oh no, that's because we're about to load in. Okay. I don't know if you could hear my keyboard there. I was trying to stop recording there because it hadn't loaded, but... Oh, it's sitting quite happily on its wheels. It doesn't... I suppose the gravity on Eeloo's a bit lower, so it won't handle quite the same way, but... Oh, it's going to be... slow, is it? Draw from here. Brakes aren't on, are they? Seems to maneuver faster forwards than it does backwards. Hang on. We're about to launch. If this doesn't work, I'll add some more wheels because it's feeling like it might be quite anemic in terms of power. We're going to need a bit more than that. Might just be that it's just too heavy for 4 little wheels. But again, it will be operating in lower gravity. And you actually don't want too much power in some ways because you need to be able to, what do you call it? You don't want to go too fast and roll over in the low gravity, which can very much be a risk. 40 tons, it's not the heaviest of the machines in the end. I guess the idea is in reverse it can't. Carefully try and get down the launch center ramps. If you can navigate those at low speed, it'll probably be fine. Brakes not really working. They do work on flat surfaces. Forwards, is just full speed? Are they motors running? They are apparently running. They're just very feeble. Okay, I think it works. Oh, we have collapsed the wheel. Yeah, it's too heavy. It's definitely too heavy. It needs some extra wheels. That's why it's behaving really weird, perhaps. And it may be that we can't make it mobile. It might be because we don't have the tech for it because we didn't tech into wheels. So while there is a larger wheel, we don't have it. So it could be that that's the issue. But we will also strut some things as well. Try and go in the corner of that panel. We'll wait till that lines up with the line roughly, and then we know that's about right. Hang on. Okay. We'll go for an 8-wheeler perhaps, just in case. No, the wheels are not quite lined up with each other, but... Oh, the only thing for that might be the landing. Yeah, we really don't want to bunch it up like that. Oh, which shows the front? Oh no, yeah, that's the back. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, yeah, we'll just deal with it having being slightly imbalanced, and we'll try that. Yeah, we lost the back end. We'll have to reload that in. Proving a little bit trickier than I thought, but I suppose then again, like I said, it will be lower gravity on Minmus. The only thing is, it might also be much steeper. So I kind of don't know how this is going to go, but we'll see. And I can't pause recording while it takes forever to load. I guess it's maybe because I've got a physics easing on the wheels, perhaps. Oh yeah, try to get rid of the bits in the menus for you guys, and the game doesn't even let me. What is the guy to do? Okay, yeah, we have enough power that we can actually move now, it would seem. Reverse gear is still a little bit on the wimpy side, but at least we have one. Yeah, okay, I'm a bit happier with that. If that's the speed we can manage, I'm a little bit happier with that. We'll just test that going down the ramp doesn't break a wheel again. Brake still doesn't really slow down very well, but it's stable, at least. I'll give it that. Oh, the brake's still on, and it still wasn't slowing down. Right, so if I accelerate and then brake. Yeah, okay, so I think it will be capable of slowing down. Accelerate. Still slows down for some reason. I think it's trying to maintain a stable speed. Right, so it doesn't fall over. It's doing that deliberately and auto-adjusting and balancing certain things. Definitely controlling from the front. Alright. It's a little slow. Oh, still got the brakes on. That's why it's not accelerating. Okay, I think that's going to be good. I think we can throw that to the hangar, and I think we can stick that on the rocket. So I'll be back in a minute when I've done that. Alright, we're back. I put the... oh, pardon me. Crikey. I put the rover on a booster. We are good to go. Just one left. And that is... brain fart moment. That is the mining module. Should be the easy... well, maybe not the easiest. It should be a reasonably easy one. But it is maybe the fiddliest one to build. So, we're going to have to, as before, take the booster off. Take off the docking port, take off the torque and electrical controls. Off those two. Detach, detach. So, it's the one where the weight limit might come into play most as well. So we need a refinery. What is that? Oh, that's a habitation module. Okay, no, not that. Convertertron. Yeah, do we have any other sizes of converter, or is that the... Okay, so here's where we have a slight problem. This isn't the same size, or the same, I guess, diameter as the others. So we might have to have a bit of a central spine that's made of girders, something like that, and then kind of attach these in line, sort of along the same axis. It's not going to be great for the centre of mass, but we'll just have to make do. We've got a decent amount of torque on it, that should be okay. We've got that. We'll also want a... I might take that off and replace it with one that's the same length, roughly, so we can sort of expand this thing as needed. No, not that. Not that either. Where is it? Strap? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, yeah, something like that. Oh no, it does have to be in the middle, because it has to be, that's what we're using to keep these two bits lined up. They do have to stay lined up. We're also going to need a ore tank. Or at least some ore tanks. There is a mod, as it turns out, that lets you do IRSU without actually having space for it. But we don't have it, so it doesn't mean much in our case. Yeah, I think I'm okay with stacking them there. We're just assuming that they've lost a little bit of internal space due to it. Oh, right, they get bigger. I mean, we could do a little bit of clipping anyway. This is a dedicated mining module. We can assume they've made space and things for all the different components. Okay, that is all the way through. What would we put on the end of this? Oh, electricity, definitely. And we need to put some drills on as well. Yeah, batteries. Yeah, I'm on the right scale's got to be in there somewhere. Yeah, a whole bunch of batteries. So strap these two bits together. We'll definitely have a couple of straps up here. Like I said, this might be the fiddliest to build. We are building at a sort of weird angle. We're building at a weird angle for a part that's already at a weird angle. So, it's a little odd. Right, radiators, we're going to need some of those. Ideally. I guess we'll go... Tell you what, maybe we'll just go a... How are we doing for weight? 38 tons, yeah, we're still fine for weight. We do a medium radiator on either side. I think if we do... No symmetry? Yeah, okay. And then we do a solar panel next to it. Big solar panel. What's the best one we have for that space? I could do two of those and give myself flashback to the previous ship. Yeah, no, those are going to be too close to the ground. Okay, it does remind me every time I see that. It's like, oh yeah, we've got loads of RTGs on this thing. It might not even be needed. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have the solar panel there. I've already got the RTGs on board the craft, so it'll probably be fine. We don't have any particular missions in planned for this thing. And we will add some modular tanks. We'll add some modular tanks, and we'll add a cargo module or two that have fuel hoses inside them. The idea being this would be a craft that you would dock to, and then refuel from. And again, if we come back to this series at some point in the future, we can actually do that. We can maybe even use it. So we'll fill these up with fuel pipes. The idea being, again, this is used to connect the crafts together. Connect and connect. Mini clicks. Actually, yeah, we'll bring a couple of drain valves along as well. Draining fuel out of things. And we'll leave a bit of space spare, actually, in case people need to move stuff around. They've changed the colour, and apparently they don't stack. Wait, what? That was weird. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Yeah, we'll leave a bit of spare inventory space on board as well, just in case we need to shuffle things around. And then we need some extra fuel tanks. But they will start empty. Yeah, there being more that these are for space for the refinery than actually meant to hold anything off the bat. This one up a little bit more if we can. Yeah, there we go. And we'll have one for LFO, we'll have one for monopropellant, and we'll have one for lithium. Why not? We'll assume that we could potentially be does this thing make lithium? Oh no, it can't. Oh yes, it can. Yeah, so we'll assume that this is also able to refine for our fusion powered craft. We'll assume that the space program is still using them. So it's because we only flew one of them ourselves doesn't mean other people aren't potentially going to be flying them. Now this is going to have to go somewhere else because it's in fact, I'm going to fit two of these because obviously again this is a high power usage craft. It's heavier. It's going to be a little bit more off balance than the others because this is in the wrong place in a sense. But we will move it a bit to centralize it. Centralize it. Center it a little more. I think we're going to have to sit a little awkwardly because it still needs to be able to clear the main ship. Yes, this one's going to be a little bit more awkward. This will be the mining. I really hope I haven't saved over the actual crew module. This thing, because I have a horrible feeling I might have. Where is the... I did. Hang on. Oh, thankfully this is an easy fix. We rip all this stuff off. Oh, wait, we lost the... hang on. Okay. That's it. That's fine. The mining module is basically done. Whatever has enough to load the booster again. What we'll do, we'll load the science module. What's the most basic one? Yeah, the science module. I can't believe I had to rebuild this because I saved over it. I'm always doing stuff like this. Right. As if you guys hadn't realised by this point in the series. Right, take that off, take that off, take that off, and take that off. Junk all that. Take these bits off. The news is these are the absolute easiest bits I'm trying to repair here. Hostile. Hostile. Yeah, for the sake of centering this. Up there, and then this goes sort of over the top. Goes there. This goes here. And that goes on there. Right. This is the crew module. Not the science one. Crew module. Okay, so crew module can have a smaller fairing. Hang on. Okay, so crew module. Check. Save. Check they're all still okay. Check I haven't accidentally saved over any of them. Mining module. Needs booster. Go module booster, merge. Just go, yep. Crack the staging. Let's both burning at the same time. Yep, that's good. So it will be when everything's actually... Yeah, we'll double check the staging on all of them as well before we launch. Okay, that one's good. Mining module's good to go. We'll just double check the staging on the crew module quickly and then we'll move on again to the science module. Yeah, staging's wrong. Staging corrected. Next. Science module. Where's the command module? I'm not seeing the command module, but it is up there at the top as an auto-saved. So we'll quickly reload that. Yeah, did I forget to just actually save it once I touch the booster, maybe? It's fine, I'm not actually going to save over it. Not sure what's happened there. Can't see the command module anywhere else, so... Yeah, before we lose it. Right, easy enough. Fix that, fix that, fix that. Command module check. And last one, the science module. Then, like I say, we'll launch one of them on screen, and then I'll get to the point of docking the others and just record the final moments of docking for the other three. Okay, that's wrong. All right, all 4 modules are ready to go. Science module's apparently the heaviest. He says the least LTV. Right. Let's load up the crew module, get ready for launch. Shall we now? The crew module, yep. And in theory, it should load up our one Kerbal onto it, I think. I believe we have one scientist left on the ground that we're going to want to bring with. Loading. Now, in theory, if this rocket works well, all the others should, because they are very similar in terms of stats to each other, and in theory, if one works, there shouldn't be any critical flaws of any of them. They're all almost identical. The only thing was, do we not have Septrons on them? Guess we don't. Hopefully we'll be okay anyway. Quick save before launch regardless. We might have to add that to all of them, but it won't be too horrible if we do. Right, Titanic 2. Yeah, call me Titanic. Yeah, Leaf Ray is on board. Although we are commanding from the... Do we have any antennas on the exterior? Yes, okay. I have started to think of that. Also have to remember to do that with them regularly. We have RTGs on board, so we shouldn't have to worry about solar panels. There will be antennas we should extend once we're out into orbit, so we'll do auto deploy antennas. Right, 3, 2, 1. Up we go. Things are getting rather hot beneath the rocket. Yeah, now we're really cooking. Now for gravity turn. The only thing will be if we hit the apoaps before the solids have burned up, which hopefully won't be an issue, but you never know. We do have to get all the way to 150, but We're accelerating quite quickly. Our drag is not the best to that flat nose, or flattish nose, so hopefully that'll counteract things a little bit at least. Yeah, we're going to miss it. Okay, I don't know what the best way to deal with that is. Is there even a good way to do that? We might have to just go circularize and just have to accept that it's going to hit higher altitudes than we really want. Okay, doesn't look like anything broke. Antenna. Utilities, terminal antennas. No, doesn't seem to work on that one. Okay. Good save. Okay, and engine should kick in. Yep, as I say, any second. This gimbal is causing a few problems, but I'll reduce down to 20. Okay. Good news is we do have quite a lot of spare fuel, and we can technically use some of the fuel from this if we control it from the top. We can actually use the engines on it. Some maneuvers. Like I say, I'll do this one on screen fully, and then we'll swap to the others and you can fairly safely assume, unless I tell you otherwise, that we did exactly the same thing. Right. So one thing I did differently this time with the rendezvous. I'll quickly see what happens if I turn it on. Matching planes. Yeah, no, you don't do that. Let me try doing a rendezvous planet. So I believe this basically just lets you do the things the autopilot does, but chopped up individually. We do, which it might not be a bad idea to align planes just to make sure we're definitely on the right orbit. Then what we'll try and do is we'll try and do an incept straight away. See how that works? Or if it indeed works. Rotating, but it is a little slow. For some reason the lights on option is not coming up by default, but definitely have modules with lights on board. And what? That to accelerate more quickly. We do have big SAS module on board, but of course we are carrying the weight of a fairly substantial rocket still, so it's a little slow. And we could probably use some of that lander fuel, potentially, I suppose. 1800, but... Oh. It would, of course, help if node execution was turned on, would it not? Oh, okay, yeah, that's way better. I said, sure, we've got more torque than that. So again, the game looking quite pretty, even if today's rocket is looking a bit like a tardigrade on a stick. It's a sort of microorganism thing that does look quite a bit like this creature in some ways. Its little stubby legs like that. Well known for being fairly indestructible. I believe they can even survive in space for at least some time. And by some, I mean it's like measured in years. So not insignificant at all. Right. Yeah, that was a lot quicker. Once I realised it wasn't actually turned on. Funny how that tends to work. It'll do. We'll also thrust limiter it down to 20 because we're not going to need the full quite impressive full punch of those rockets. Need to be quick before Mekjo decides to actually switch them on. It sends the whole thing spinning. Which at present it will do if it's allowed to switch on. We should be okay now. And done. Actually, just definitely make sure we're on the same inclination as the target. Although really it should be anyway. We do intercept home and transfer. How close does that get us? Separation 0.7. We'll try this. Like I say, we're trying using this where it splits up all the bits into individual maneuvers. So in theory, if we do this and then we do match velocities at closest approach, that should get us to within, like, well, about the 700 meters and matched on orbit. And then I think get closer gets us, well, closer to the target, although we will ditch the booster before we do that. We've ended up with more fuel on board this thing left over than I thought we would have, so be a little bit careful with leaving large bits of space junk near our big valuable colony ship. Even if most of the value in it is fuel. That nuclear saltwater stuff must cost a lot to manufacture. Also try the landing gear. These actually expand? Yes, they do. Cool. Yeah, I believe these auto level as well. So you level out your base automatically. That's a satellite network looking at this point. Transmits are... they're nearly back in place again. I think it's actually been long enough that they've actually somewhat drifted back into position. There used to be a, not really a perfect sort of pentagram, but there were a roughly pentagonal sort of network of satellites that was doing all our communications back in the early days of the series. It's weird to think how long it's been since then. Both in game time and in terms of actual time. How close are we? 0.4, hey, it's better than I thought it would be. Right, if we now do a match velocities at closest approach, yeah, that's looking about right. Okay. And execute order. That should sync us up once we get there. Assuming we're reasonably close, we can then get closer. But again, we'll use the engines for this. We'll ditch the main booster. Unless we, of course, we are naturally drifting closer towards it, and then I might just ditch the thing and let us drift towards it. But again, we'll see what it comes up as. Oh, we actually have less monopropellant than I thought we'd have. Ew. But then again, we've only got four thrusters. Four thrusters, so it should be okay just to do the small docking and undocking as long as none of them take too much effort. It should be aligned about right. Whether they'll end up having to be a little bit of reshuffling of things, I don't know. I suppose we've got extra. I suppose I've got to empty them out, but we might. I can always leave a little bit of extra monopropellant on board the refinery section. Oh, you know what we haven't put on the refinery? We haven't put drills on, and that's fine. We haven't launched it yet, but yeah, Shumai will be putting drills on there before we launch it. So that's a fairly key part to be missing. Yeah, be about to overshoot again. Sort of. No, actually, that's about right. Good job. Yeah, good job, mate. That was good. That's about where we want to be. And that's fine. You are close enough. Now do control from here. We'll kick towards them, start moving towards it. Oh, yeah, we can control from the docking port. I just realised that, even though we needed that extra bit, but yeah, right. Actually, we'll use the... Let's try the get closer feature and see if that does what I think it does. Exactly what I thought it would. Plus, yeah, we're approaching, but it's not too quick. We should have plenty of time. As long as it doesn't burn up too much monopropellant getting us docked in the first place. If this is anything to go by, the other dockings are not going to be too difficult at all. Oh, again, the miner is going to be heavier. I think this science module was the heaviest at the moment. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the series. Yeah, we're obviously drawing quite near to our conclusion now, but I hope you guys have actually enjoyed what we've done of it so far. No one's complained at any rate, so people seem to have been enjoying it. Still gets views, so someone must be doing something about it. Oh, set as target. Docking autopilot. You are going to want to force roll to 0 because it's a square docking port. It's not going to work very well if we aren't lined up properly. I think that might be because we're approaching it a bit quickly. Yeah, error in Z-axis, yeah. But again, it doesn't actually have to do much in terms of manoeuvring. Still backing up? Really? Why are you backing up? Yeah, override the start distance. You're in place. It's fine. That might be what's been causing me problems. I think it's start distance, so if it's really close, it doesn't bump into something, but since it's clearly not going to. A bit of a hand on the Z-axis. I should probably have got it closer. It is wasting a lot of monopropellant. I definitely am going to have to be careful with docking. It's not... Clearly the amount of fuel I've given them is not as much as I thought. Next time with the get closer, I'll do the I'll turn and use the engines in the other direction, let them slow it down, because clearly apparently that uses more fuel than I think. The other bits are heavier. In fact, I might even add more tanks to the other ones just in case, because this one has been a bit close. Still, it appears to be working. Accelerate for a little bit while we get closer. Be a little bit careful with the fizz warp because it's clearly making it have to recalculate a little bit. It might be those big solar panels. That might be why they think it's really big. No, it does think it's a lot longer than it actually is, though. Because it's taking the craft's initial size into account? Maybe. Anyway. As said, I'll skip ahead a lot on the other ones. Because I'd like to get to our final trip and landing. I think we're quite close now. To wrap things up with the series. It's been fun, but I would like to move on to new things. And there are some things I would like to play again. I think From the Depths is the absolute main candidate for the next series to play on the channel. And I haven't forgot about Astrox either. It's just a case of I'm still waiting on more updates. I do want to play some more of it. I'd like to have a look at those wormholes, but I'm not too worried at the moment. I want to wait until there's a bit more content in. I assume it's still being worked on. We descend. The beam approaches the that's not really a coffee grinder, although I suppose it does have a big rotating well, centrifuge in it. Shame we can't just attach this to the centrifuge and spin the whole crew module. That wouldn't even be a bad idea in a real craft. I mean, you'd have to balance them out really well, but like, yeah, if you just attached your crew modules to the centrifuge and just span them, that would technically provide gravity and allow them to still detach and land. Huh. I don't know if I've ever considered doing that. But I suppose the difficulty might be if their weight's not too well balanced, they'll shake apart. But there must be some leeway for that anyway, right? Because the whole idea of those centrifuges is that crew can move around in them, right? It's meant to be providing the gravity. I wonder with that one. I don't know if anyone's ever done that as a concept. Having the arms of your centrifuge come off and act as their own landers. But also let them spin while in space for artificial gravity. You could even throw them at a planet. You could even use the centrifuge to throw them at the planet's surface and save you a little bit of fuel landing them. Ooh, it's quite bright. Ah, that's why. Yes, after our Dark Souls-esque eclipse, I can't remember if that was this episode or the previous one, but I'm always glad to see things brightening up a bit. It's like, hey, it's fine, you're clear of the curse, maybe. Oh, there goes the fuel tank. Just gradually drifting by. That's quite cute. This is slightly painfully slow. Come on. I know you're trying to be safe, but I should probably just increase the speed limit, really, but it's so close now, I don't want to mess with it and break it. But yes, it looks like it's going to work as intended. I think the length's going to be okay. That is one thing I forgot to check, but it looks like that's not going to be an issue. I think we're going to be clear of the radiators still. If it looks like we won't be, we could always try rotating a module around as well. I might have to move in an antenna potentially on some of the other ships if that's looking a bit close, because that's quite close to the radiator. Might retract it, or even have an engineer go off, pull it off and move it a little bit. I believe those are small enough they can move them. Alright, almost there. Welcome aboard, Leafy. Or Leaf-free, even. Is that the back of the ship? No, she's at the front. Yeah, so the docking ports were inverted before as well, so I'm glad we fixed that. That was the wrong way around. Right. Leaf-free. Transfer to where the gravity is hiding. Right. One down. In fact, the episode's been running on for a bit, so what we'll actually do is we'll start the next episode with the quick montage of all the parts docking to it, and then we'll set sail for Eeloo. See you guys in the next one. I will add my little end bit, because I've been forgetting to recently. I do make games as well as playing them. So if you want to support the channel, all the normal like, comment, subscribe stuff's all good. greatly appreciated. I do read the comments, and I even reply to them. And also check out the links in the description for the games I've made. You might like them. Bye.